Hello everyone!
Hello.
Today we are taking not a look at these, because we just randomly bought these and we wanted to show them.
Yeah, this is an interesting sketchbook we saw and some acrylic paper.
Thing.
Yeah, this one is interesting, but we're not going to look at it today. We have several of these acrylic pads lying around and we would like to do a comparison video at some point. So yeah, and this we just picked up because it was interesting, because it doesn't give much information other than that it's got 75 pages, which ends up being 5 cents a piece. And yeah, it's actually just got 3 different types of paper.
papers. Yeah.
So, for €4. So that was interesting.
So yeah, that's what we actually went to buy, but since we were obviously looking around, we found other things that were interesting to us, and that is Maped color peps, which is basically just wax crayons.
Yes.
And the other thing is, so that we have something to hold against it, Staedtler Norris Jr., also wax crayons.
Yes, and of course, to help with the comparisons, we will be bringing in some trusty Crayolas and potentially maybe even some Jots.
Yes, because we know these work, we know those don't work,
Yeah.
and we just see where these are in between.
Yeah, and then there's also some crazy art. So I'm going to put these aside over here, and I first want to have a look at this one closer.
Yes, because Maped, if you follow our channel, you know that we had products by them before. Oh, mileage is varying very much with this company. They tend to have very flashy looking things sometimes that children want, and then they tend not to work that great as much as we have also heard from you guys. Something that we can actually say is true also for us, because the first thing was color pencils. They did not work that well. The second thing we had were other crayons that were interesting, at least worked a bit better. So we are curious how these will hold up.
So yeah, we got these triangular shaped wax crayons, and they actually got names. Like this one actually says Red Kiss. They all have different names, and this one is Lovely Pink, for example. So yeah, they actually have names on them.
Yes, and they are triangular. So, I mean, they are obviously made for children's hands, but even for adult hands, they're actually...
they're alright.
They're alright to hold. Well, nothing bad we can say about that so far.
Yeah, nothing bad we can say about that so far. So, a quick little colour swatch. I'm just going to use this light green here.
And we can see
the pigment is actually really nice. They feel nice. They are not as smooth as a Crayola, but they're not as weird and crumbly like a Jot. So they're kind of more on the Jot spectrum than they are the Crayola spectrum. But
yes, but I must say, when I look at this, it's relatively even-ish.
Yes. No, and the pigment is, I mean, look at this. Compared to the colored pencils we had, these things are full of pigment. I mean, look at this.
And they do not, I mean, that is nice, they do not tend to crumble that much, do they?
No, not much. There is a little, and when you touch it, it is actually bordering on those, those wet pastels that we had recently that dry up after a while. They actually border on that if you press hard enough.
I see.
Where it has a slight moist feeling, but moist isn't the correct word.
Waxy, I would say.
Very waxy to the point it feels almost liquid. But no, if you press really hard with them, I mean light, you get a nice colour out of it, but if you go really hard with it, to get the most out of it, you can see that it's actually really strongly pigmented.
Which is a good thing. I mean, if I would be handed those as a child, I would have been happy with it and just do my thing.
Yeah. No, these are nice. So yeah, Muppet, you did a good job with the colour peps. My first jumbo wax crayons.
Especially for the price. I mean, they came as to be €255. I would believe that's approximately $3 US, and whatever it is in your local currency. just Google to find it out for you.
Yeah.
But they are actually quite on the cheap side. So, no, I don't think there is much to complain here.
I don't think so either. They were really nice. I haven't done a blend test with them, but I imagine it would be like other wax crayons.
Similar.
So I'm not going to bother with that right now because we want to have a look at something else. So over here is the Staedtler Norris Jr. wax crayons.
Yes, which came about double the price.
Yeah, it's €6.
We have, I think, the same amount of crayons in there. I think a similar color selection.
So
they should be comparable.
they should be comparable, so let's have a look. So you can see they are much bigger.
Well, as in comparison, I mean, you pay double the price, but you basically get double the crayon.
Yeah, they're also really fat.
That is not right. You belong here, you belong there.
So you can see that they're really fat crayons, which is good for little hands. And interestingly, we got a little
Extra.
yeah. It's they call it a scraper in English. Yeah.
And if you have seen our latest video about blending wax crayons,
Yeah.
you will probably be able to take a wild guess how this works, because we showed the method of using a coin to blend wax crayons,
Yes.
which, well, it works well. But with this little tool here, which is basically just like a plastic tool, you have like, I think, a few more options to be like more precise with it.
I think so too, because you got like lots of different edges to go on. But now I just want to do similar colors here, just to show you that the Maped ones, I don't know, I prefer the pigmentation of them compared to the Staedtlers in this case. I'm not saying that these are terrible, it's just I feel that the pigment is a little bit better in the Maped.
The Maped ones are like, they look a little bit more punchy to the naked eye.
Yeah. Some of them actually look very similar. I'm just going to go a bit light there in the corner so you can see if you press lightly. You still get like a very black colour. They don't feel as waxy as the Maped ones though.
It's similar-ish.
They're similar-ish, yeah. And I'll just put some purple here. So we've got something similar to look at. But no, in the purple here I prefer that one. This one, it looks, I don't know, like the pigment is like struggling a little. Here, if you press hard, it's all the same. Here it goes like a little bit light and a little bit dark.
Well, I would say this one is like a little more on the lighter side than these ones.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly that's also why the very visible difference comes from.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Alright, so let's have a look at this blending thing, because it's got different edges on it. You can see it's, I don't know, it looks kind of like a weird shark. You know, like there's a hole there.
So it's a bit fishy.
It's a little bit fishy. It's also got like this here is supposed to give you some texture, and then you got this other little point here. So let's have a look. Let's put some, what color should we blend?
My go-to is always like blue and purple, maybe.
Okay. So let's go with the dark blue here. Let's go with the light blue. I should have gone with the purple on the other side.
Yeah.
I'll just try my best.
But I mean, let's be honest, those are actually made for children, and you wouldn't pay that much attention to the physical intricacies of these things. You just like do what like looks nice to you. So let's see what it does. And what does it do?
Not much blending, but more like scraping the waxy buildup off. I don't know. This is weird. I don't know if it's the crayons. I'm not so sure.
Can I try maybe?
Yeah, you try.
Let's try this green one. I'm gonna push quite hard here. Well, we actually get stuff to work with. And I will take the yellow one. Since they are quite close together.
You will notice that there's no white crayon in any of these packs, so you cannot blend with the white crayon.
Because there is none. So, what did you use this edge now?
Yeah, I used that edge.
Edge, okay, maybe. I think it is a fish. It even has an eye.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. Okay, so let's see what happens. I'm not the most proficient person with this kind of thing. It kind of works.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of, sort of. What's your verdict?
I don't know. I don't really have one. So I just want to move these out the way. I want to turn the book this way.
What you, however, this is something I just noticed, like because obviously before that, when we were just like looking at them, we were only having out one or two at the same time.
Yeah.
If you leave them on your paper, you will get this because of the way these are packaged. I mean, you have the back is free and everything. It will leave marks, right? So that's something
to keep in mind.
Keep in mind if you don't want to ruin your image. The Crayolas in comparison are like not doing this because that's not how they are constructed.
Yeah, and the Crayolas, again, they feel really smooth and satisfying to work with because, well, Crayola. We all know Crayola.
Well, Crayola, everyone loves them.
Including me because, I don't know, they just get it right. I mean, there I haven't even done like a blend yet, and you can already see that they are blending into each other, while here they're more like...
I mean, it kind of did it here. And here, not so much.
It's like they're layering on each other, but not blending into each other, if that makes sense.
Okay, so fish test. And
you can see there, it started to blend, but it didn't really do much over there. So I'm not so sure if it's my color choices or not.
As just to have something to hold against. So try your normal coin, something that you're familiar with.
Okay, so I'm just going to have to make another one because that's been smoothed out now.
See if it makes a difference. Because I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter what you use to do your thing, as long as you manage to achieve what you want to achieve.
Yeah, as long as you manage to, get what you were aiming for. It doesn't really matter how you got to that conclusion or what was most comfortable for you, as long as what you came out with is good and you're happy with it. I feel the coin is doing a better job.
Oh, it looks more smooth now.
Yeah, the coin smooths it out more than this does.
I will give the benefit of the doubt to the plastic fish. Maybe we're just like doing something different. On the other hand, this coin, obviously, I mean, the edges of a coin are like more rounded.
It might also have something to do with pressure because this is plastic. I mean, if you press it just right, it's going to snap.
You would snap.
It will snap. This is not going to snap. So it might actually be more of a confidence thing. However, I do want to give this another try with these here. So I'm going to be doing this again. I apologize if this is boring, but this is just to test out, and see what we can do. So these are, as you can see, a little bit more, actually a lot more waxy. And I'm pressing really hard with them so that they really spew out on the paper. Because I want to try something. Alright, so you can see I pressed really hard with them. There's wax buildup everywhere. I want to see about this here.
The textured one.
Yeah, I want to see if we could like scrape through this. Ah,
And you can.
that actually looks cool. Oh, I tore the paper. Oops.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you are basically like dragging something very sharp through something that is not the most stable material. But,
That actually looks really cool.
I mean, that's nice. I would imagine that you also can make like patterns with it, like cross-hatching effects.
I imagine so. You just have to be careful because I don't.
If you don't rip your paper.
Yeah, if you don't rip your paper. But no, I imagine that you could actually do something very wavy and cool with it. So let's just go with the green here for a moment.
You know, maybe that's why it's shaped like a fish, because the original thought was like, hey, you can make waves with this. I don't know.
Maybe. The only thing you have to do is to make sure you pull off the last bit of wax there because it was so caked with blue. If I went through this green, it will all go in there. Yeah, this... I thought this would go a bit better. Yeah, I thought it would go a bit better, but that did not work the way I wanted.
I think it's probably more like for like straight lines. I mean, I can't even make a straight line. I'm also sitting like a little awkwardly here as usual. But yeah, that's the blending fish of doom.
The blending fish of doom, I think you can do some nice things with it. I mean, I do really like how this one came out here. Also, like, it feels nice.
Well, it looks nice. Looks very satisfying. However, as we already pointed out in the blending video, you just have to pay attention because there's like a lot of build-up floating around now that potentially might destroy what you did.
Yeah, I mean, it's even stuck to this now. It's not wanting to come off. And my hands are starting to get caked with it, but yeah, really interesting.
Well, it is interesting. But, well, what can we say? Maped? It's fine for the price.
Yeah, fine for the price. These, I don't know, I'm a little bit on the fence with. They are good. I do like the shape. I think children will get good usage out of them.
Yeah. I mean, however, I mean, if I had... I just have to, like... I mean, I have big man hands, alright, you see. And this is, like, quite a chunky thing to hold. I'm not sure if I would have to give this to a kid, if maybe, like, these are not even really the better choice. I don't know. I'm not really confident to say anything to this. Well, you as the parent, if you have children, you will know better what your kids like and whatnot.
Yeah, I remember having a couple of these. I don't know if it was Staedtler branded, but I do remember having big ones like this as a child, and I did really like them.
You did like them?
I did like them,
Okay.
yes.
Well, I mean, I think it's also like, oh, well, I have something that is really huge and like an adult thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, no, there is actually not really anything to complain for these, for the price. The quality is fine. They're better than the Jots by lengths. Yeah, no, they're fine. Absolutely. So, have we anything to add to this?
I don't really think so. I mean, we all know how the Jots work. If you don't and you're not familiar with it, you can go back a few videos and you'll find the Jot one.
Yes, or just look at our blending video, because I think that illustrates it pretty much, what the intricacies and what the, well, not so great things are with it.
Yeah.
So, well, if you liked this content, why not just leave us a comment, a like, a subscribe maybe. Tell us what we can do better. Tell us what you would like to see, because only this way we know what to do on this channel.
Yeah.
And we thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.